World Championship match is happening. In 24 minutes. I wonder who's going to win. I put the cell phone on charger. I feel better than ever before. Maybe the reasoning is that I am better than ever before. How do you do the Taki dance? Not sure. This, that. Oh, the apata. Hello. There's so much to talk about. So many things. You might know me. There's a chance. If you forget, then no idea who that is, but I rarely beat up people. Unless myself, then I beat up myself all the time. No idea who my cock is. Certain magic trick exist. And when they do exist, you can make it happen. I'm gonna go to a different room. Turn the computer on. World Championship is happening in chess. And today's like the last day almost. Thanks for the shirt. I mean, thanks for the comment. Hello. Game 14.
You got another inch. I hate when things are annoying and inconvenient, so I was super happy when I sold my truck on driveway.com.
Of thought. It's a move seemingly executed almost in frustration. Knife h5, and the knight knifes its way from g1. It goes to e2, up to f4, and on to h5. And now Ding is very, very much on the hot seat.
And Gukesh about to make a move. He did capture. He did take on Passan. Gukesh goes queen f3. He goes for it.
Yeah.
You know, we do see zeros on the eval bar. We've refuted queen e4 and queen g3. What in God's name could he be intending there?
But no, Ding goes for queen e8.
Unreal.
What?
Turn on the light in the living room. Oi. Magic tricks happen. Let me charge the cell phone. Bam. Magic tricks. Slayer Knight. I'm gonna go to wait, let me change my clothes. Be right back. Okay, I am back. I'm back. Chess. today is the last time they play classical. And they change the format if it's a draw. For the World Championship match. Yep. I try to get better, but you have to play professionally to get better. Chess.com, Lead Chess, PlayChess.com. The World Championship match is happening in 12 minutes. I wonder who's going to win. The match of the most interesting match is probably today of all the 14 matches. Let me see. Alright. It's funny. Oops, sorry. Excuse me. Let me turn the computer on. It's on. I wonder who's going to win. Dingliren or Gukesh?
And here comes the first player, Dingliren, reigning champion. He will play with the white pieces as he makes his way into the fish tank, where he will play his final classical game in this match.
Yep. He often does the right first ding. He often after going through fair play, takes a break, takes a pause. Here we see the seconds, Ivanka.
Yeah, and also we catch a glimpse of Ding Liren's mother. Now, Richard reports, known to be one of the most creative grandmasters. Sometimes he wears subliminal messages on his shirts. He's been known to show up with never give up, strike back. It's the role of a second to be as
going to
positive
win.
as possible. The mind game very much important.
The match is very intense.
And he should be. Yesterday he really dodged the bullet, really
funny.
survived. But yeah, yet to enter the arena. We're waiting for Gukesh on this fateful 14th game.
Yeah, Gukesh. What do you think he will be? Do you think? I mean, we have perhaps seen a sign of nerves from Gukesh, just 18 years old.
A little bit, perhaps in game 12.
Yeah.
It wasn't his best game. He didn't put up too much resistance as he allowed Ding to strike back. And yesterday, he played very well, we've got to say. But just that killer instinct, that final blow, slightly eluding him. It must be frustrating for him.
Yeah. I mean, if you look back at the trajectory of both of these players in the match, you will see consistently it is Gukesh the one that has been pressing Ding. But Ding has been, when the back is against the wall, finding those amazing resources and just holding his nerve to keep the game alive. And here we are anticipating Gukesh, just 18 years old. Could he be the new world champion? Well, today will be a test of his character. And he arrives to cheers from the crowd.
Gukesh accompanied by his dad and his main second, Grandmaster Gajewski from Poland. And he leaves them to enter the arena. Yeah, I wonder whether he's got more surprises up his sleeve. This young man, so impressive, so calm, cool and collected, despite the incredible pressure, the eyes of a billion people out there in India supporting him, watching him, breaking down every move.
And there we have, I thought it was going to be a very sad moment as we become accustomed to seeing world champion Ding Liren pause by the chair and just reflects on his position, on his standing, on the game, on what he's about to do.
Contemplating chess, life, you name it. This is how Ding gets in the zone, and he will need to be in the zone when the game commences in a few minutes' time. He will hope that he's able to launch the first surprise, perhaps win that psychological battle early and retain his title. But still a long way to go.
Yeah. And we'll see what Ding Liren brings to the table. Will he play
On the whole
aggressively?
win.
Will he play solidly? Hedge his bets on a tie break? Well, it's all in his hands.
Match how nervous they are.
Yes, and it's really
funny.
hard to predict. He's been here before. We shouldn't forget. He has played a world title match. So he understands the nerves. The
This is
pressure.
the last day of the
Against
championship
how
almost. If
quickly
it's a draw, it's not the last day.
goes
But
from losing to
on
winning.
that, if anyone wins, the last
Turn
day.
things around. Last year, he was triumphant against Jan Nepomniachtchi in similar circumstances after a tiebreak. There we go. Gukesh will be the first to enter the fish tank.
Yes, and not before hanging his lucky grey jumper. He does this every match, every game. Hangs it up and off he goes. Enters into the cube where he takes some time just to compose himself, adjust the pieces, and try to get into that focus state.
And Gukesh takes his seat, soon to be followed by Ding Liren. We'll see the last handshake ahead of a classical game, at least. Either way, wow, game 14, nobody predicted it would be this close. And nobody predicted that both players would bring such a high level. And yeah, Gukesh, it's hard to know his strategy as well. A solid draw on paper with black in the final game would be a decent result, but the drama that's guaranteed to come with tie breaks.
No idea who's going to
Maybe
win.
we'll try and avoid that. We've seen that strategy before. Ding looks relatively relaxed as he enters the arena too.
Yes, and there he goes for his last classical game of the match. And there we can see Grandmaster Maurice Ashley. So let's go straight to Maurice in the cube.
Wow, they're preparing.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, welcome to the FIDE World Championship 2024, presented by Google, held here at the Aquarius Hotel at the luxurious resort World Sentosa in beautiful Singapore. I'm Reese Ashley, and it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the players who are competing for the title of World Chess Champion. First, from India, the challenger, Gukesh Damaraju. And from China, the world champion, Ding Liren.
I wonder who's going to win.
The match is tied at 6.5 points apiece. Today is game 14, the final game of the classical portion. If the match is tied after today, we will play a tiebreak tomorrow. Singapore has been a fantastic host nation for this championship, and our first mover represents his country well. He is a distinguished academic at the National University of Singapore, where he is the inaugural Vice Dean of Public Health at the Saw Swee Hock School of Public Health. He is renowned for his research on antibiotic research and infectious diseases, and was instrumental in COVID-19 research and public health communications during the recent pandemic. Beyond academia, he's also passionate about chess. Widely known as the Legend, he was formerly an accomplished chess amateur, achieving the title of International Master in 1994. Please welcome the president of the Singapore Chess Federation, Professor Su Li Yang.
Wow, what's happening?
And with that, let the game begin.
Wow, knight f3. Started. Who's going to win?
We have the first move from Ding Liren, opening up with a knight to f3 and then developing the light squared bishop with a fianchetto. Not what I expected. I actually was saying to all my friends, I expect it to be a London system. It'll be very solid.
Wow,
But
who's going to win?
Ding said it will not be a short draw. And here, this is looking like it's going to be a fighting game. Because White is very flexible with their development.
Yeah, he's inviting a fully fledged battle here. He's basically saying to Gukesh, you decide how you develop. You can choose from 5, 6, maybe even more very solid systems here. And I will react.
I really wonder who's going to win. This is the last
part of every
classical
modern
game
top
they're playing.
grandmaster's repertoire, and they often only wheel it out in situations they really want to win, or that they must win. There's no forcing lines here, or very few at least. Watch me be proven wrong, Ivanka. But yeah, most likely we'll see most of the pieces on the board for a huge chunk of this game.
It's very clever move order as well, because Ding hasn't yet committed any of his central pawns. So he could, as we've seen before in the past, go c4. He could also go d4 and try to steer the game into the Catalan type openings. He could even just say, hey, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to concentrate on developing my bishop, castling, and then going for a very gradual challenge to the center with d3, maybe e4, maybe c4. So many options. And Gukesh, maybe also not expecting this approach, maybe expecting Ding to be a little bit more committal on that first move.
Yeah, and this can transpose.
I wonder who's going to win.
Other openings, the Catalan, the English, Queen's Gambit still. But Gukesh now has to decide on his mood as well. There we go, he pushes another pawn. This tends to hint at solid play. This could transpose back into a Catalan or a reversed Grunfeld. If black were to now bring the knight out, and the white pawn were to step forward to d4.
Okay.
Moment of truth.
It is. Also, a different approach from
I'm so nervous for
Gukesh,
them.
who has been putting, when he
This
wants to
is
play
the last
physically,
game,
pawns
classical
on
game.
light squares. And now it is a reversed Grunfeld. Now Ding is a big expert on the Grunfeld opening with the black pieces. Gukesh, not phased, reacts accordingly.
And we call this the reversed Grunfeld because the Grunfeld defense, let's just capture this position in our minds
This
right
is the
now.
last
The Grunfeld
classical
defense, instead of
game.
knight to f3, would normally arise after pawn to d4. Black brings the knight out. White tries to fight with the center. And just before white is able to establish this beautiful trio of pawns in the middle of the board, black strikes and plays pawn to d5. And it's actually a mirror image, total mirror image of the position we see here in our game. Except because you start with white, you have an extra move. You have the bishop already being castled. So on paper, this is a dream Grunfeld.
Sorry.
But after pawn